Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. It's Friday. Hope you're ready for a phenomenal weekend. We got ourselves the SPY. Not much is going on today. Nice little retest gap. White candle gapping up. We retested. Again, this 267.47. Now that you guys have all seen it, I'm just going to take it off the list. Off the screen, because really that was my resistance for these days right here. Very, very strong target. Truly expected it to hit like February, March, because I posted it like back in August. And since then, we've just been crushing it. I mean, truly, guys, if you have an IRA, 401k, money managed fund, if someone else is managing your money, I hope really they made at least 25% last year. If they didn't, fire them. Get someone else, because it's just such an incredibly strong 2017. Anyway, beyond that, 2 or 3 more days, potentially maybe even a week or two. If we close above some of these highs on the SPY, we're just going to keep crushing it. 280 is a very realistic possibility in early 2018. I have some models that show that 2018 could be a potentially and pretty decently choppy year. One of two things are going to happen. If 2018 is very bullish, then 2019 will be a choppy year. And if 2018 is a choppy year, then 2019 will be a very bullish year. So we're just going to continue to see what's going on as of right now. We'll see what happens, but SPY looks good. The rest of the market, the Qs had a decent little gap up today. I got it. Trigger above 155.72 that just simply says the trend will continue. There's a nice gap today. If we get an inside day candle on Monday, then Tuesday we go up. All things look good. IWM made a higher high and a higher low. Dow Jones had a nice little candle. So most part, everything looks good. Let's get to the stocks that you all requested today, and start with ticker symbol AVAV. I forget the gentleman's name who was selling puts on AVAV, but those puts paid off nicely over earnings. Good bullish gap and go. Very strong move, and these two waves are kind of my structure for what I think is going to happen. We are at a resistance right now. We will trade sideways, and either we'll rotate down and bounce off the moving averages. This should be a different color. Or we'll go higher and then pull back into some moving averages. But either way, I see AVAV bullish. The timing will be what's key, and just keep your eyes on that. Got about 147 requests on AMD today. AMD at a very strong support. This 994 place is finally where I think was comfortable for this stock to pull back to. We could go down a little bit farther. The 100 simple on a weekly is about 884, so that's probably about as low as we go. But Advanced Micro Devices at a very strong weekly and daily support. And even on a monthly chart, you're at the 200 simple moving average on a monthly. So if AMD bounces Monday, Tuesday, I think it's legit, especially if it closes above the high of today. So you could see something like this, right? It closed above 1023. If you're buying down here, just reduce your risk and have your stop around 994 or even at 850. I mean, buying at 994 with a stop at 850, you still have really, really good upside. So yeah, buy it low, sell high. AMD looks good. BOTZ, I like this ETF longer term. We've already moved dramatically and drastically far since its inception back here in 2006, late 2016. No big deal, like almost 100% return since then. Good looking trend. We've never even hit the 100 simple. We will probably begin to chop around up here for a while. We got a nice morning star off of the 50, a little bit of a high wave bearish candle today. Personally, I want to chop around, trade sideways for another 2 or 3 months, let the 100 catch up, and then we go higher. Long term, I like BOTZ. Right now, it's either a very, very long term or a super short term move, like some type of bounce off of the 50 EMA, where you played this bullish move right here. So you got him bullish down here off the 50 and played this little guy for about a 1.5. You either did a very short term move or a long-term move. Intermediate level, I don't know, guys. We moved really far, really fast. I think we're going to hang out for a bit, and we'll give it 1 or 2 more days. If we can close above the high of today's candle, BOTZ keeps going. Next on the list, I got requested was GRUB, G-R-U-B. GRUB down today. This is the daily chart, made a new 52-week high and a new all-time high today. So probably not the best time to buy. Good resistance, broke out of this resistance back here, had a beautiful retest. The trend is strong in this one. So I would simply say if you're looking at playing GRUB, yeah, today's not the day. It just made a new all-time high. So look to buy a dip at 65.56 if it pulls back that far. And then, you know, buy this also. CTRL, Control 4 Corporation, looks a little bit more bearish right now. This is the daily, weekly, yeah, again, just had a new all-time high 2 weeks ago. Broke out of this previous all-time high. We're pulling back. We're going to retest a little bit. I think it's going to go down to 28.47, maybe a smidge lower. Here's the daily chart. Looks like a little bit of a bearish rest after battle, falling 3 pattern. I can see it pulling back to the 100, chopping around some, resting, consolidating, and then going higher. Got 3 left. Here's RIOT, R-O-I-T. Keep your eyes on RIOT. Few people are. Had a really good breakout about a month ago. You know, we've retraced. We got this consolidation period. A lot of you are excited about Bitcoin and blockchain and all that kind of cool stuff. Here's the triangle pattern. We made a little bit of a higher high and a higher low today. So if you hop in here to the hourly chart, you're above all the moving averages. If this thing starts creeping up and making some good moves and some good volume starts coming in, which is already doing, I'll put it this way, I'm not bearish on it. First Solar, a lot of people played First Solar today. Shout out to my good buddy Tim Wallbridge, who made some good money on First Solar. I had a bull put spread expiring worthless today on First Solar. If I'll pull that up really quick. Just a glorious, very pretty retest gap. Just a, you know, what, about a month and a half ago, back on October 27th. Gapped up, retested, did it again about 3 days ago. Just a beautiful bounce. 72.60 is the next target. I'll just pull up my bull put spread. So this one gave me a nice 20% return in a month and a week. So, you know, overall not that bad. But this was the bull put spread. This is when I placed it back here, and it worked like a charm. So First Solar, the question I got today was, will it go to 75? Maybe. 72.60 is rock solid. It did trade down to the 10 EMA on the weekly chart with a nice bounce, nice candle. I'd say if you got some shares left, let it trade in 72.60, maybe sell some covered calls, let it chop around there. But if and when First Solar breaks out of that, it could be really good. And gold looks like she's breaking down, folks. When Jamie Dimon mentioned that Bitcoin might be the new millennial gold, kind of not storage necessarily, but safer. No, I'm sorry, I didn't use the word safer. Easier, quicker, more efficient, more useful standardization of storage compared to gold. A lot of younger people, instead of buying gold for the long term, like safe asset, they're buying cryptocurrencies, aka Bitcoin. That caused gold to take a little bit of a poo in its pants a little bit. Last week, down pretty hard. All the indicators I'm looking at, mostly candlesticks, tell me that we're going to go a little bit lower on both gold and silver, even though they are at some supports. I don't know if that news helped gold or silver or not, but what I can say is just think about it this way. If you're buying gold, and by the way, I'm coming at from an asset perspective. I like owning gold and silver. I'm a fan, but it is easier, cheaper, and more efficient to simply invest in cryptocurrencies because you can spend them and they're actually going up in value compared to gold and silver. So, just something to throw out there. Obviously, gold and silver, people like it from a, oh, the whole world's going to crash and zombies are taking over and there's a flesh-eating virus and I need to exchange something for gunpowder. Sure, gold's exciting. Unless there's an EMP in the world and all the internet goes down, though. A lot of people are making the argument that cryptocurrencies could become the new gold standard for most currencies and or some type of reserve holdings for just your, hey, instead of buying stocks, if the stocks, markets, bonds, they start going down, you could see a rush into some of these cryptocurrency digital assets. Just an interesting alternative perspective, but there's a few friends of mine, and by a few I mean many, who are wrecking Litecoin today. So congrats if you're listening to the recording, you're in Litecoin, phenomenal job. Or if you're in Ethereum, this one also had a very good pop today. Expecting all these to go higher, and Bitcoin finally had just a small, very small, meager pullback. Definitely buyable today. Nice lower shadow, and she will go higher. 40,000 in 2018. All right, folks, I'm out. You guys have a great weekend, and until next time, love life and fuck this.